is now the right time to buy? Anyone looking to purchase a property is asking themselves this question. And to really understand this, where the real estate market's going, you need to understand where the real estate market has been. And a part of this is understanding volatility in the real estate market. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. Let's get into it. So right now we see a graph of the median sales price of single family homes. This particular graph is for LA County, but if you don't live in LA County, you can probably pull up a similar graph for your area, and you can use the techniques we're going to use right now to analyze that for your specific situation. So we're going to analyze this graph by breaking it up into pieces and periods of volatility. We're going to look at it, and we're going to look at where the trend line here changes, and we're going to call those, isolate those periods as specific periods of volatility. So first period, the longest period right now, from about January 2014 to almost 2019, and then we can see that the line kind of deviates off the trend line. We have another trend line that we kind of comes here, and these right where these lines intersect, where the trend changes, we're going to call that a period of volatility. So if I were to continue to draw these red lines throughout the rest of the graph, it's going to look something like this. And if I look at where these lines intersect, I'm going to see where my periods of volatility have been over the last 10 years. So the first thing that jumps out at you is over the last 2 years, volatility has definitely jumped, right? We're seeing more changes in trends. Actually, 4 of the last 7 periods happened in the last 2 years. So that's a lot. And if you've been following the real estate market or the financial markets, you'll know that in January 2022, that's when interest rates started going bananas. 30-year fixed rate mortgages went from around 3% to plus minus 8%. That definitely affected prices, so it contributed to volatility as the market sort of adjusted to what's going on. So diving into these in the last 4 periods of volatile areas, we see that there's one period where there was downward price movement. That's period 6. Period 6 time-wise is also the shortest. So it's has it been volatile over the last 2 years? Increased volatility, yes. Has that meant downward pressure on prices? Really only for this small section. That's important to know if you're a real estate buyer, because when you look at the headlines, depending on what day or I guess what news outlet you're looking at it from, you could be made to think it's something different. So we're going to refresh that, take away all the lines right now, and look at it from a different way, because buyers want to know, if I had purchased a house in the last 10 years, at what point, would I have overpaid? At what point would I have been a chump if I had bought something there? And we can quantitatively look at this too. So if I were to take a horizontal line from today's price, I would see that this line that we have is above today's price for this period of time right here. It's less than a year, and if you look at the amplitude of this line, it's really not that far off the horizontal line. So I mean, technically, if you purchased in this period, you would have overpaid, you would have lost a little bit of equity. But I mean, obviously, this is just looking at the price of the asset. We're not taking a look at principal pay down, tax benefits, any other home ownership benefits that you may have. So in the next 10 years, do we know what it's going to look like? No, but again, looking at the last 10 years, we can kind of get an idea of what's going on, and especially since we've had this huge interest rate kind of event recently curbing this line. We know that's tied into it, and we can take that's a factor going into the future. So if you have any other questions, real estate related questions, comment down below. Hopefully this was helpful. I love making these videos, and I will see you on the next one.